Hey, what's up, guys? Well, today is fight day. The big fight between Canelo and Charlo. All right. Um, guys, before I get into that, I'm gonna talk about the other fights that I'm looking at that's on my radar that I played. Um, first off, I put a little something, nothing big. This overall really is not a to me not a big bet. Well, it's not a small bet weekend, but it's a weekend where I didn't go crazy like with Big Bang or Terrence Crawford. All right, I didn't bet that big. All right, but guys, I put a wager that I can afford to lose. All right, on Otto Wallin to beat Murad Gassiev. All right. Now, full disclosure, I don't know anything about Gassiev except that he was a former unified cruiserweight champion that he lost to Usyk. I think he's had three or four fights at heavyweight. I want to say three. He's won all by knockout, and they all ended kind of quick. All right, Otto Wallin will be by far the best heavyweight that he has faced. All right, a career heavy against a guy who at one time was a cruiser. All right, um, I got it at plus 260 at FanDuel. Now the highest I'm seeing is plus 250 at BetMGM, I believe. All right. Pretty much everywhere else is like a plus 240. And I'm simply playing this because Otto Wallin can fight. I thought, and I know I might be in the minority on this, I thought he beat Tyson Fury. That fight was tied going into the 12th round. He clearly won the 12th round. I thought he beat Tyson Fury. All right. Um, so I respect Otto Wallin. He can fight. If you're giving me underdog money on him, like they were giving when he was gonna fight Dillian White, I was all over that shit. All right, because I believe in this guy's talent. All right, so for that fact alone, I put a little something on him in case he pulls it out. Now, I think this fight is in Turkey. That might be closer to where Gassiev is from. I don't know because Wallin, I think, is Swedish, and he lives in America, I believe. But I have put money, a player that I can afford to lose. If he wins, it'll be a nice little profit. If he does not win, you know, I'm not gonna miss the money. All right. So that's what I've done with Otto Wallin in a single bet. All right. Now, what I have done, I did a two-team parlay. For a decent little chunk of money. All right. I got it this parlay at a minus 125, guys. All right. And that is for uh Gvozdyk. All right. To beat this guy, he's this Brazilian he's fighting named Rodrigues. All right. Who has four losses. He's 38 years old. He's been stopped three times. All right. BoxRec says this fight is an 8-round fight. Um when I looked at BetMGM where I did the parlay, they were giving, um props for like a 10, as if it was a 10-round fight. All right. Um so I don't know if it's gonna be an 8-round fight or a 10-round fight. Or it was a 10-round fight because the more rounds, the more time he has to get a stoppage, and that's what I'm playing, the stoppage on Gvozdyk to stop Rodrigues. All right. Now, Rodrigues, I think he's been stopped in 7 rounds or less in his three stoppages. All right, against guys not the caliber, skill level, probably don't even have the power of a Gvozdyk. All right, different level operator here. Gvozdyk's 36, Rodrigues 38. You know, Rodrigues has definitely never been close to being a world champion, unlike Gvozdyk, who was a world champion. Um, a highly regarded, highly skilled guy, all right, who has a punch, who stopped um Bolotniks in 6, all right, in his last fight, his second comeback fight, all right. So I'm fully expecting Gvozdyk to stop Rodrigues, all right. It may be an 8-round fight, it may be a 10-round fight. I guess we'll have to see when the fight actually starts, all right. But he should definitely have this guy out of there, all right. And I'm staying away from Frank Sanchez. My initial thought was to play him by stoppage, but I think people are forgetting that we cannot trust this guy to get a stoppage, man. He'll go in there and be boxing, Cuban school on the outside, moving like Arizona Laura and shit, hit and not get hit. If the stoppage comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. I don't trust him. He's a bigger favorite to get a stoppage than Gvozdyk is. They give him like a minus 900 or some shit. It's not even worth playing in my opinion. So, you know, better value and more likely to get a stoppage is Gvozdyk. All right, so I parlayed that with your Dennis Ugas on the money line. All right, guys, I am a bit blown away in disbelief. Money has been coming in on Barrios heavy against Ugas. I mean, to the point to where I'm seeing Ugas as low as a minus 200 at Caesars William Hill, guys. Minus 200 for your Dennis Ugas to beat a Mario Barrios, who, what is his biggest win? The fight in which he was gifted a world title, in which he won in a screw job. You know, he lost the Tank, he lost the Thurman. What's the biggest fight? What's his biggest accomplishment? Is this because Ugas looked bad against Errol Spence, really was a punching bag, was not letting his hands go because his face, his eyes swelled up, because he's 37? What is it? Because he is vastly more experienced and skilled than a Mario Barrios. All right, now Barrios, I believe, is 28, maybe 27 or 28. He is, man, he is big at welterweight. You know, I thought Ugas was a big welterweight. Shit, I mean, he's taller, he's thicker than Ugas. But size doesn't win fights, guys. Size, skills is what pays the bills in this sport, right? And unless Ugas is shot, you know, old, it's unless his face is prone to swelling up, or he gets in and just is a punching bag like it was with Errol Spence. If those things don't happen, he should win this fight. This fight should not be close, all right? That's just the way I see it. I'm not high on Barrios, man. You're going to have to show me something. You're going to have to prove it to me. All right. This is a fight Ugas should win. If he cannot beat this guy, he should retire. All right. That's how I feel about this shit. He should be a minus 500 favorite in this fight. And he was a big favorite. I think it was like a minus 400, minus 300, something like that. I forget what it was. He started out pretty sizely. Maybe it was in the minus 400s. And money has come in on Barrios the way he is down to all the way to a minus 200. All right. That's the lowest I'm seeing it. I played at BetMGM because they had the second lowest line at minus 225. And then they had the Gvozdyk knockout prop to minus 400. That's the lowest I'm seeing a knockout prop on Gvozdyk. All right. So I put those two together and got it at a minus 125. I'm liking that two-teamer, guys. All right. Fully expecting Gvozdyk to get a knockout victory. This guy should not go a full 8 or 10, whatever it is. Hell, the under is at 5.5 rounds, and that's favored to hit. All right. So guys, I'm playing that. I played that with Ugas on the money line at a minus 225, minus 125 on that parlay, guys. I'm expecting to hit that parlay. All right. Now, finally, for the big one, for the big fight of the night, the main event, Canelo against Charlo, guys. I didn't go in super heavy, but it's not light either. All right. I had put money on Charlo to beat Canelo. All right. I know that might be shocking. I know some people might, Canelo. I think Charlo's getting disrespected in this fight. From the things that I am seeing and hearing, people are treating Charlo like he's a shit, like he a tuna for Canelo, man. And I am not understanding why. You know why? Because he never fought at 68 before. People saying, "Oh, he's smaller," blah blah blah. Yes, Canelo is very thick and muscular. At 168. Looks very full, and he's definitely more experienced at 68. But guys, Jermell Charlo is a future Hall of Famer, man. Bottom line, he is a future Hall of Famer. His legacy is set, guys. In my eyes, the only fight that I saw Jermell Charlo lose was that first Castano fight. All right. A fight in which Castano was, forward, pressure. I thought he beat Tony Harrison in the first fight. I had him win that fight by a point. All right. But guys, first off, when I played it, I got it at plus 335, and that was what, last weekend, I believe. Yeah, plus 335 was the highest that was out there. That was at Caesars, William Hill. Now I believe the highest is a plus 350 at DraftKings. All right, guys. Um, guys, Canelo has not been looking good. The last time I saw Canelo look like Canelo for a complete fight was when he fought Callum Smith. That probably was the best Canelo I ever saw. All right, that fight should have been stopped. If Callum Smith corner cared about him, they would stop that fight. All right, that's how dominant he was against a guy who was much bigger. A guy who was much more experienced at 68 than he was. All right, and ever since that fight, okay, Yildirim, we not counting that fight. All right, we know that was a sparring session, should not have even been a sanctioned fight. All right, then he fought Billy Joe. All right, now Billy Joe is a stylistic, kind of nightmare slash matchup. He's gonna move around. He's not gonna make it easy for you. He did the best that he could do. The finish was a plus. All right. He was catching up to Billy Joe, and then once Billy Joe made a fatal mistake of dipping his head with his hands away, he got timed perfectly, and his eye got shattered. All right, so that was an A plus finish. All right, not necessarily A plus overall performance because he did not dominate the fight from beginning to end, but the finish was A plus. All right, now when you got in with Caleb Plant, I thought he got dominated by Caleb Plant. I thought he had a come from behind knockout, all right, Caleb Plant. But I was saying, is he slipping? But I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt because Caleb Plant, he was a bigger guy. He's very slick, very good with the feet and the spacing, very good with the hands, the head movement, all those things, man. So I'm like, maybe that was just a stylistic matchup nightmare for him. Caleb Plant, with the size, with the defense, the slickness, you know. So maybe is he slipping? Maybe a pass. Let's see. All right. So after that, he fought Bivol. We all know what happened. All right. He tried that power shit with the bigger guy. It was not working. He had no plan B. Bivol had great defense and then led the fight offensively. All right. And to the point, I had money on a decision. The way Canelo was slowing down, looked fatigued, not letting his hands go, going up against the ropes. I'm saying to myself, you better not quit. All right. I thought it was a possibility where he might have quit in that fight. All right. So, and of course, Bivol won by decision, which he deserved that victory. All right. Then Canelo gets in with Triple G, a old faded past the Triple G, a Triple G that he should have stopped. All right. He did not stop him. He did not look good in that fight. All right. I thought it was a poor performance by Canelo. All right. Even he has admitted and said that it was a poor performance. All right. So, not a great performance against Caleb Plant. Not a great performance against Bivol. Not a great performance against Triple G. Then he gets in with John Ryder in his last fight. All right. A fight that he was heavily favored in Mexico. All right. He was heavily favored to get a stoppage. He did not get the stoppage against John Ryder. All right. John Ryder did not fight the fight that he should have fought. He should have been more aggressive, coming forward more. He was basically allowing himself to be a punching bag for Canelo. All right. And got busted up. But Canelo, I saw things that did not look that great. All right. And people were criticizing him, saying that he wasn't looking that great, that he was slipping, he's getting old, all those things. All right. And now, somehow, some way, and people are seemingly expecting him to smoke Jermell Charlo, a future Hall of Famer, a Jermell Charlo who has a punch, all right, who impressed the hell out of me in his last fight, and when he stopped Castano, all right. Guys, the only things that I'm not liking about this fight for Jermell Charlo is that he's coming off an injury. He's coming off a long layoff. He's been out of the ring for over a year. And I heard in one of his interviews he talked about him, drinking Hennessy or whatever, talking to Al Heyman. So Charlo does drink, all right. Now on the flip side, at least it is not as bad as Errol Spence out in public drunk and drunk driving accidents, shit like that, all right. So at least it's not that bad. But I'm not crazy about it. But apparently he probably been drinking and still kicking ass, all right. One of the best fighters in the sport. So I think he's the more motivated fighter in this fight. I think he is the fresher, more prime guy in this fight, unless something has happened these last 16 months. I feel a lot better if he had a fight in the last 6 to 8 months, all right? But, Ness points it out a lot on the Boxing Voice, the number of rounds boxed that Canelo has. He's been pro for, 18 years now? Um, Guys, Canelo has boxed 216 more rounds, I believe. My math is, if I'm remembering correctly, than Jermell Charlo, because I did a little addition, subtraction, or subtraction with the rounds box between the two, all right? Now, in the positive way, yes, he has, fought more rounds, fought more guys, higher level guys, all those things, right? But guys, the wear and tear, man. I was seeing some old fighter, old guy tendencies when he fought uh John Ryder. The way he had his hands up and was shaking his hands when fire was coming at him. Guys, I'm expecting Jermell Charlo to probably have a similar strategy, a movement strategy that he used with Castano. Uh I think Jermell Charlo's going to be very hit, not get hit. How often do we see Jermell Charlo get hit flush or dominated? I just don't recall that, all right? I think that's going to be his strategy. I think there will be times where he's in the pocket with Canelo, willing to engage. But I'm viewing him as the more prime guy. I'm loving the odds that they're giving on Charlo on the money line. And I'm gonna say something that's shocking. Some people might stop watching this video if they are not stopped already. They might unsubscribe, dislike the video, whatever. All right. But guys, I would not be surprised at all. Fasten your seatbelts from what I'm about to say. All right. I would not be surprised at all if Jermell Charlo either knocked down or stopped or both Canelo Alvarez. All right. Yes, I said it. Yes, this Canelo that's never been dropped, never been stopped, all that, all right? It would not shock me if he landed a hard flush shot on Canelo that hurt Canelo, dropped him, or stopped him, all right? Jermell Charlo has that kind of power, all right? He was punched like that at 54. You know, in his last 11 fights, he has 8 knockout victories, all right? He went to a decision with Trout. He went to a decision, a draw with Castano, and who was the other guy that he didn't stop? I think that was the Tony Harrison fight, the first fight, all right, in which he lost officially, but I thought he won, all right. So outside of that, guys, he has been getting a lot of stoppages, man. To the head and to the body. Against high quality, high caliber guys, all right. So guys, I would not be shocked, and I did put some money on it, all right, on a stoppage. Um, I actually went in kind of heavy considering the situation, but I ended up changing my bet and then putting that money on money line. But I did put a little side money on a stoppage to sweeten the pot, if somehow, some way. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if it happens, you know, I'm seeing it as high as a plus 1100 on the stoppage, guys. Plus 1100, all right. Um, Bookmakers giving it, and it's another casino. But I know you can play it at Bookmaker, bookmaker.eu, plus 1100 on Charlo to stop Canelo, all right. The same Charlo that's been stopping a lot of guys, man, punching with a lot of power. And that was at 54. He should be punching even harder at 68, all right. A Canelo who may be more hittable than ever now. that's slipping, that's sliding, all right, that's getting older, all right. So I have played Charlo on the money line. I have put, a little something on him to get a stoppage. And I also, and this is a key bet, guys, you may want to put a small play, like a 50, something like that, a small play on the draw, all right? Most places it's at a plus 1800, all right? Don't play for anything less than a plus 1800. I think Bookmaker giving a plus 1850 on the draw, all right? I think FanDuel was giving plus 1600 because some money came in, but I think plus 1800 wherever you playing, that's the line you should be getting on the draw, guys. Uh, you know, because this is a fight that if it goes to a decision, I would expect this fight to go to a decision. I don't think either one of these guys is gonna get stopped. But I mean, hell, if somebody does get stopped, I think it'd be Canelo more than Charlo. And I know that's not popular opinion at all, but that's how I feel about it. All right, because I think he's the more prime guy at this point. All right, but guys, this is a fight that if it goes to a decision, I could see this being a split draw. You know, if especially if it's a competitive fight. Somebody scores it for Canelo, somebody scores it for Charlo, then it is a draw scorecard. All right, I can see that shit. All right, so I think it's a fight worth playing to draw. All right, now I think that's it, guys. This video went a lot longer than I thought it would. Hopefully, you guys made it through. But those are the 4 fights that I'm focusing on this weekend, and the reasons why I've told you, and why I'm playing them the way that I'm playing them. Uh, you know, I know some people might be shocked by me saying that Charlo may have a chance at stopping Canelo. I was not expecting Jamil Charlo to stop Brian Castano, man. That shit shocked me. That might be his most on his whole run. That might be the most impressive stoppage victory that he's had. Because Castano was a world champion. He was a tough guy who arguably beat him in the first fight. You know, a highly respected and tough guy in Castano, and he stopped the guy, man. Hurt him to the head and to the body. If Jamil Charlo hits you flush, I don't give a damn how great Canelo is. We've seen Canelo hurt before. When he was tired against Triple G, he got hurt. He was rocked. He got rocked, a long time ago against Cotto's brother. But don't think these guys cannot be hurt, stopped, or dropped. Then we just see Joe Joyce get face planted. All right, a Joe Joyce who we had not seen dropped. As a pro. All right, who had this great chin everybody raved about. All right, so that's how I feel about it, guys. Let me know what you think. Good luck to you if you place wagers, but those are my plays. Again, a single bet on Auto Wallin to beat Gassiev. A small play that I can afford to lose. All right, a minus 125 parlay with Gvozdyk by knockout and Ugas on the money line. All right, at BetMGM, I got it at minus 125. All right, I'm liking that number. I went in on that. All right. And finally, I played again Charlo on the money line, currently plus 350 on DraftKings. That's the highest I'm seeing it. That you can get it at. I played Charlo on money line. I put a little something on him getting a knockout. I got it at a plus 950 on FanDuel. And I played that because they gave me a free bet there. All right, so I used that and I put a little something on that to get a nice return. All right, if he pulls it off, so it won't be a huge loss for me. All right, I had a free bet, and I didn't go huge on it. All right, with my own money, and that plus 1100 elsewhere is the highest I'm seeing it. Bookmaker, if you want to play that, and the draw at a plus 1800 or plus 1850 on Bookmaker. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Good luck to you if you place wagers this weekend. Enjoy the fights. I hope you win some money. And I will check in with you guys after the fights. Thanks for watching.